Okay, hello. What are you saying? We are formally gathered here today to announce the death and the end of the 2024-2025 Phoenix Suns. In this video, earlier this year, I predicted that the Suns would be the second seed in the West. Boy, was I wrong, because we might not be able to make it to the playoffs, or play-ins even. Right now, the Suns sit in the West at the 11th seed. We require the Kings to keep losing, and we require the Mavs to keep losing. Yes, fair enough. The Mavs might keep losing, but they're also getting their players back, and they're healthy now. They're not healthy, but they're healthier now, So it's less of a case of, ooh, maybe we can luck out and they have to forfeit games. Even then, so you're hoping on the downfall of other teams. You're not in this position because you deserve it, so to say, So where does that leave us? Where does that leave the Suns? The big thing for any Suns fan, and I think a lot of other teams in the NBA recently, is what happens to Kevin Durant. Because there is a chance he looks at this Phoenix situation and says, boy, it's cooked. There's nothing left here. I don't think there is anything that the Suns can do that can make this team good again. Because, quite frankly, we're done. There's no more improving. There's no more hoping that we can be a competent lineup, because we can't. We're so capped out with Bradley Beal. We're so capped out with Book. We're so capped out with KD. What are the next moves? I've seen a lot of discourse online from Sun subreddits or other teams saying, oh, we would trade this package for KD. I'm going to go through them right now. So how can we fix the 2024-2025 Phoenix Suns for next season and onwards? The first thing we have to realize is the Suns aren't just capped out, they have no picks left. Because of what we traded to get KD, I think we gave up a first to get Nick Richards and a lot of other players online. We've given out all of our picks. Kind of don't have much. All of our picks are in pick swaps. So we have to be very careful. And I think that's why this team wants to make the playoffs this year. Because this year is the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. As you're all aware, if we somehow manage to not make the playoffs, which entirely possible, and then the Rockets, who own our pick swap this year, manage to get it, that Rockets team is in a prime position to be one of the best in the league. They have a young core, and if they get Cooper Flag, who knows where they end up. They're second in the West right now, 49-27, and have potential to get so much better. The West this year is a bloodbath. So maybe it's a good call to just dodge the fighting for a bit. The first trade idea coming into my mind is the idea of trading KD. I've seen this waved around. The Spurs are rumored to be interested in Kevin Durant in forming a big three, which doesn't work too well. KD does not have a good history of big threes. They want to partner up Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox with Kevin Durant, and I feel like that would net a pretty decent return. So for me as a Suns fan, I think every Suns fan looking at this be like, you got to trade Stephon Castle, and then we'll do it. It doesn't work because of salary. Stephon Castle is obviously on his rookie contract, and KD is near a supermax, if not a supermax. So a little bit out of the water. And I think even the Spurs would be a bit remiss to trade Stephon Castle. But I will say a package of Jeremy Sochan, maybe Devin Vassell, maybe Keldon Johnson, and potentially the picks from the Hawks could do something. I don't think those San Antonio picks are going to be worth much going forward. That means the stuff that they're going to trade us would be picks in the future, or the Hawks picks, and a collection of those players. Maybe Harrison Barnes in there to match some salaries. But either way, I think the goal is, as the Spurs, I think they know Vic is the real deal. Vic is generational. What can we put around Vic to start winning? If Pop is going to retire soon, I think he wants to have one last crack, making a playoff run, making a championship run. So more power to him. If that's what he wants to do, that's what they want to do. And if that's what the Spurs want to do, more power to it. Just run us the picks back. Another big one I've seen, using KD to start sort of a bidding war. So this would involve the Rockets and OKC. And this all banks on the idea that they don't do well. So if in some strange timeline, maybe they're just not ready for it. Maybe the lights were indeed too bright. OKC or Houston bombs out of the playoffs. Maybe OKC gets bounced in the second round. Maybe Houston gets bounced in the first round. What happens then? Oh, maybe they get a bit desperate. Maybe they're looking at it be like, okay, we just need one more piece to make things happen. And that is the idea of, okay, KD is available. You want to give us some picks back? And you can get KD. That is someone who can push you over the edge, especially on that OKC team. It is a bit of a homecoming for him. He gets to play around some of these new, younger players. And quite frankly, he just gets to be KD. That might be, bar the Hamptons 5 Warriors team, that might be the best team he's played on. And I think they're giving the Hamptons 5 a bit of a run for their money. So that's a potential move. You also have him going to the Rockets for the same thing. Picks, Jalen Green, whatever, come over to the Suns. Another big one that I've seen floated around being a source of discussion on Suns forum, Suns subreddit, is it's the one no one really wants to do, but I think Suns fans have to admit to themselves that it might be time. And it might be time to trade Mr. Devin Booker himself. Because, man, I don't know if I want to say it. I don't know if I want to put it out into existence. But Devin Booker is not the number one option. You know, I don't think Devin Booker is that level of player where you build around him. I think he is a brilliant second option, and I think he is one of the best at that role. But I don't think he should be your number one. Firstly, I don't think he should be a point guard, because that is not Devin Booker at all. And we've seen that this Suns teams in the past operate at their best, especially with Devin Booker, when they have a point guard who is capable of finding him and getting the ball. See the case of Ricky Rubio in the bubble, or Chris Paul in the potential championship, the finals seasons that we went through. The Suns operate best with a point guard, and that point guard can't be Devin Booker. So that is definitely another option. Do the Suns trade Devin Booker? Hidden option number 3 is somehow you manage to get off Bradley Beal, but I'm not going to get into that because, to be honest, Bradley Beal is pretty untradeable. Okay, no, he is tradable. He is untradeable if you want value back, because I don't think you're going to get value back for Bradley Beal. There's absolutely zero chance that it happens, right? I don't know with the Suns, man. For someone who has been supporting this team for pretty much my whole adult life, since I started watching basketball, I have never seen like a successful Suns season other than the finals run and the season after that. Those 2 seasons seem like outliers, because for all this time, it's been the talk of, okay, let's look at this draft and let's look at these picks. Let's look at this draft. Let's look at these picks. And the only pick in those drafts that we kind of really hit on was Devin Booker. We missed out on the 2018 draft. Obviously, we could have got Luka or we could have got Trey. There was potential we could have got Shea in that draft as well. I'm not mad about not getting Shea because we ended up getting Mikal Bridges, and I think that's fine. The Suns could have had Tyrese Halliburton, and I understand that there was the argument of he didn't want to play for the Suns or he didn't want to play for any of these other teams. Regardless, if you get picked, you're going to play there. So maybe Tyrese Halliburton could have been the Suns' point guard of the future. There's been a lot of botching in the development and growth of Suns players, especially the drafting. So I don't know. I don't trust the Suns to draft well, and I don't trust the front office to make the right moves anymore, because quite frankly, we're at this point where if next year is just a run it back season but fire Coach Bud, that doesn't fix the problem. Like, it surprises me now that we look back on it, that Frank Vogel got this team to 50 wins. And everyone would say, I think a majority would say, that Frank Vogel isn't as good of a coach as Bud. Now that Coach Bud is the coach of the Suns, I think Frank Vogel is better, but it is what it is. The most painful thing is that I have never seen this team do well outside of those 2 seasons. And one of those seasons ended in complete heartbreak. And it's not the final season. If just so we're entirely clear, it's not that final season. That one, yeah, we lost 4 games in a row. It is what it is. That didn't hurt as much as the Mavericks completely dismantling us. I don't know what the future is for this team. A lot of people thought getting KD was going to be this big move that catapults the Suns into superstardom. And maybe it could have been that. Maybe if we got the right point guard, it would have been that. Getting Bradley Beal instead of actual point guards or actual depth has caused the sun to set in Phoenix. Okay, that sounds super dramatic. If you like the video, hey, a like would be lovely. If you enjoyed it that little bit more, a subscription goes a long way. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, also, just for the record, if you dislike the video, you can press that button too. I really don't care. But yeah, have a good one. Hope you have a nice week. Stay safe, and I'll see you on Friday.